So, who do you see yourself as?
Is it bad that I don't know?
No. Some people don't figure out these things in their younger years. Hell, I would say that I understand half the person I am. And even then, even though I don't fully understand who I am, I know what I want to be. And I'm taking the steps to do that. No one is expected to have all the answers, especially to who they are and what they like. A lot of that is just something you figure out over time. And we constantly change as we get older. I would definitely say I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. Hell, if you met me 10 years ago, you would not recognize me at all. 5 years ago, a year ago, we are constantly changing. But the thought.
I don't really know who I am because
You spend too much time focusing on everything that's happened.
maybe. I mean, I thought I knew who I was before my dad came back, but
Okay, who do you think you were then?
oh, I thought I was some cold hearted bitch that, you know, thought the world didn't really care.
Now, why would you consider yourself cold hearted?
Because I have no sympathy for people sometimes.
So, me personally, I care a certain amount for people. And then I care a certain amount for people I'm close to. There's a certain level of empathy there. What you gonna go? Like, fuck.
Yeah. Yo, C-Mac!
Empathy is a very weird thing in itself. I'm going off road, fuck it. I'm gonna show you one of my favorite spots.
Before my dad
And
came back, I was a lot more at peace because he wasn't constantly there.
mm,
And now I can't get his voice out of my head. He's just been screaming at me since I had to shoot him the other day.
gotcha.
I grew up with a man that convinced me that nobody was ever going to care about me or love me or that I wasn't enough for anybody. And then I saw him in person 10 years after everything happened, and he just said the same shit to me, and yeah.
So, my next question for you would be, do you feel like you're alone? Do you feel like you're in the same position that you were before? Because you have your brother, you have other members of your family that are around you that you are actually in good relationships with. I see you hanging around multiple people who I consider to possibly be your friends. I could be wrong, but you hang around them enough that on the outside looking in, it appears that way. You have things that it seems like you didn't have before. Are you using that to your advantage?
I'm trying to.
That's a start. At least you're not trying to what's the word? Go it alone. Because anything alone is a trial. This is my favorite spot. And that's my favorite deer. I named her Sam.
Aw.
And the best thing about this place is that when the sun comes up, it shines right through those trees just perfectly. It's also, quiet, and just listening to nature can be fun. And it also gives me time to think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend, like, I'm not the type of person to tell other people to get therapy because I've actually tried to do that myself. And, yeah, that doesn't work too well. And it's not for everyone. But I would
Yeah.
definitely say you have that support system, so take advantage of it.
Yeah, I guess. But, Theo suggested that to me the other day after I was found on a hill. And I don't think the Shaw's doing therapy is a good idea.
Why?
Because I if I know that someone's being paid to listen to my problems, I don't really share everything. Because then I feel like they don't actually care.
Okay, so let me see if I can change your way of looking at that. The person that you're paying is to help them financially while they help you emotionally. They went to school for these things to learn how to help people with their mental health. You're paying it forward for them helping you. Don't look at it as a business. And I mean, depending on the type of therapist you get, yeah, some of them are in for the money, but there are genuine people that really just want the best for you and for you to understand yourself and get past your traumas. And if that's not something that you're comfortable with, you have people around you that I'm sure would lend an ear. The main
Yeah.
focus is to at least get those thoughts out there because thinking about it in your head can cause you to spiral. Saying those things, it kind of works like when you're trying to remember to do something. Scientifically, it's easier for us to remember and retain information better when it is spoken out loud than when we just say it in our head repeatedly. It's like it makes it more real, it makes it more concrete. Letting those words out, letting those thoughts out, it helps. You have a lot of things that are in hand's reach. All you have to do is take it.
I know. Since we found out my dad was alive and he was standing in front of us at that stupid restaurant, my grip on reality kind of slipped. Especially after I had to shoot him and he still didn't fucking die. It's. It feels like everything is just circling itself all over again. History is repeating itself. And I'm just this scared little child whose dad never really cared about her, who was so disappointed he had a daughter, who was told every day that they were never going to be enough, or amount to anything, and a mother who just smoked in the other room while her husband beat the shit out of her kids. And it's become hard for me to accept people's help and that people actually care, even though talking to females is easier than males. It still is a process in itself just to be able to stand every day and move on. And then, like, reliving trauma over and over again that I thought I dealt with that I never did. And it just feels like I'm in this endless battle because my dad is gonna get out of prison soon, and when he gets out, he's gonna know that I shot him, and I'm not gonna have much of a chance. He's gonna kill me. Because he never really loved me in the first place.
Does your dad suffer from any type of like mental issues?
Not that I know of.
Is he an alcoholic? Does he abuse drugs?
He's an alcoholic. Been my whole life.
Do you know if he was drinking the day of the Christmas party?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Have you ever seen him sober?
No.
Not to give him an excuse, but do you think the alcohol is what might be promoting violent tendencies?
No. Because alcohol or not, it was still 14 years of violence and hurtful words and actions. And I know from talking with T that their dad, my grandfather, wasn't exactly the best of a guy either. So I'm pretty sure it's passed down.
Acts of violence is not something that is inheritedly passed down. It is a choice, it is a result of trauma. People still make certain choices on how and what kind of person they want to be. From what you're stating, just because he's your dad, that means inherently you and your siblings are going to be exactly like him. That's wrong. Anyone who has trauma, if they don't deal with those traumas, they do have the ability to become just as worse a person. They also have the ability to become just a very crippled emotionally person. Doesn't mean they're going to lash out at other people, but they'll probably lash out themselves in different ways. It could be small stuff, you know? Isolating yourself from your friends, not keeping up with yourself, making sure you're healthy, little things.
Yeah.
And people have different ways of dealing with those traumas. I could definitely say that I am the type of person that probably drinks a little bit too much, but it doesn't make me violent. It just makes me goofy. I'm the motherfucker who drinks, and next thing you know, I'm laying on the floor of the bar, laughing it up with my friends. But I also take the conscientious approach to noticing that my drinking's becoming a habit So I try to slate it with something else. And so far, the best thing that works for me is keeping myself busy, which is why I work a lot. Because if I'm working, I'm not tempted to drink because I don't want to endanger my job. And for me, my job is a very important
Right,
thing
Brandon?
for me
Yeah.
because everything that I've been doing up to the point where I got this job has all been for the singular purpose of doing it. And I don't know what I'm going to do if I ever fail at it, if I ever lose it. So you kind of start to pick up on certain habits about yourself, about other people, notice certain things that they do that may be unhealthy. It might seem little at first, but in the grand scheme of things, it could be unhealthy. Like, for instance, when you start to feel certain ways, when you hear his voice, do you shut down? Do you get quiet? Do you try to isolate yourself from other people? Do you try to create that distance in some way or another?
Yeah.
That's unhealthy habits. When you have moments like that, the best thing to do is to put yourself around people. Keep yourself preoccupied, keep yourself focused on something else. Putting yourself in silence just makes the voice louder because now you're just giving it a center stage. You're giving it all the tension it could ever want. Best advice I can give you for what you hear and what you feel is the moment that you start to take notice of those things. Walk up to a friend, make a joke, make some smiles, have some fun. Don't live in the silence. Get
Ugh.
loud. What? I'm dropping a little bit too much for you.
What? No. I just. It's just so weird to grow up in a household where being as silent as possible was a way to survive. And ironically, I have to be loud now to survive.
Remember that part I said in the car about how we're always changing and the world around us changes? It's
Yeah.
just another way of adapting to it. That might have been necessary then, and now you know what's necessary now.
I have this stupid fear that
No fear is stupid, but go on.
I guess this panic and worry that no matter what we're gonna do, our dad is just gonna keep getting through the system and keep surviving as well. And he's not gonna stop. He's never gonna stop. He's proven that.
Well, it just so happens that you live on the island that is very, very, very lucky to have a very capable police force full of attentive and caring people who will stick their necks out for their citizens if they ask. Not superheroes, we're still human. We just have to be aware of things so that we can help when it's necessary.
Yeah.
So my best advice for you is he contacts you, you see him 311, 911, whichever way is faster for you. I know you have a load of our phone numbers in your phone. Contact someone, make them aware. You have a car, get in your car, drive away, which I know is saying a lot because if I had to deal with something like that and I saw that person right in front of me, I might have the tendency to freeze up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to build up that reaction to not freeze. You ever heard of the fight or flight
Yeah.
line? Yeah. I want you to try to work on the flight part of that.
Wouldn't want to argue that the flight part is the freezing up and the fight is the opposite.
Well, flight implies movement. So, I mean, a little freeze isn't bad, but you definitely got to keep it moving.
You know, ironically,
Ironic.
yeah, the day before the party, I looked Oliver in the face and I told him that I had this bad feeling in my gut. That something wasn't right, something felt off. Just like the day felt weird. Like it was moving in slow motion. And then the next day, Dad showed up and everything started moving fast. And suddenly I was standing over him with a gun. And then time slowed down again. And that feeling is. I got it again. Like I'm pushing through molasses.
It's a weird visual representation.
It
Ugh.
it feels like that though. Like I can't move. Like I'm moving in slow motion, easy to be found.
Um, time is relative, honestly,
Yeah,
because we perceive it in certain ways based on certain circumstances. I would definitely say whenever I have an adrenaline kick, I feel like the Flash because time is just flying by. Whenever you're bored, you feel like time is going slow. Whenever you have somewhere you want to be at a certain time, time goes slow. Whenever you're having fun, it moves fast. It's a very relative notion.
true. But the one thing that has never really failed me is my instinct.
Then keep relying on that.
Yeah, but that's the
It's what
thing.
got you this far.
That instinct, that sinking feeling, the one that I felt right before Dad. Ugh, it's back.
I mean, even though he's not standing right here, he is on the island,
True.
and he's bound to get out of prison at some point. We can't just keep him in there forever. That's a violation of his rights.
He doesn't deserve any rights, but yeah.
Yeah. But I mean that's just how the legal system works. Can't really do much about it. We just enforce it.
I know.
I am going to break up the tension of the conversation with a fun fact.
Okay.
I am scared of bunnies. I have a fear of bunnies.
Wait, really?
Yep. I was hanging with a friend the other day, the one that I was teaching how to ride a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
We were hanging somewhere. I saw two bunnies, and I was carrying her at the moment. I dropped her and ran.
Oh my god!
Big bad cop with a badge and a gun, scared of bunnies.
What? What about bunnies scares you?
Their eyes, especially red ones. Ugh.
Honestly, reasonable.
Uh huh. But yeah, I have a fear of bunnies, needles, and deep bodies of water. This isn't too bad, but like the open ocean, hell nah. And it's weird because I know how to swim. I just, mm, I'm also a bit claustrophobic.
Reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like to a point, everybody is claustrophobic.
I don't know. I feel like the claustrophobia stems from something else, but I got trapped in an elevator once.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, let's try something here.
Okay.
Out of all the people that you know, who do you think has their life well together?
None of my family.
Okay, well, who do you think has their life together?
And of everybody that I know, literally everybody,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of people that pretend that they have it together. But I think the few that actually do and have their priorities straight are you and Theo Quinn.
I am a fucking mess.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
No, you have it together.
Okay, next question. Why? Why do you think I have it together?
Because you're one,
A
you're.
cop?
No, that's not what I was going to say.
Okay.
You're a
All right. Let's.
solo cadet now.
Uh-huh.
You have your priorities straight. You
Do
can.
I?
Yes.
No.
Girl, you just told me that you love your job.
I do.
You
That
have a
doesn't mean everything's
purpose.
on the straight and narrow.
True. But you have a purpose and you love it enough to let it keep you from doing anything too stupid.
So
Unlike Oliver.
I'm gonna break this apart a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
Do I have my life together? No. Do I have it straight? No. Do I have a purpose? My job gives me a sense of purpose. I have a direction. I have an idea of the path that I want to be on. I have an idea of who I was, and it motivates me to never want to be that again.
Okay.
I have my history pushing me forward. I am not well together. because while I can sometimes be a beacon of knowledge and hopeful advice, I'm the type of person where I could give the best advice in the world and it doesn't mean I'm going to take it myself.
Fair.
I have, before I really started working here when I first moved here, I had two people in my corner, and neither one of those are my parents. My parents gave up on me because I did a lot of stupid shit when I was younger. I just realistically was lucky enough that it never became something that followed me into my adulthood.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, my parents are phenomenal people, but I put them through a lot of shit and I broke their
Whoever.
trust. And they have all the reason in the world to feel the way that they do about me because I realistically put them through hell. I made them worry, I acted out, I stole things, I had a problem that I at the time couldn't really overcome. And they tried to help me and I failed, and they tried to help me again and I failed again. And after that second time, they just couldn't take it anymore. And that's okay. I understand. I don't celebrate holidays because all my fondest memories of those holidays are with them and it just hurts. They lost meaning for me. So every day that comes and goes is just a day. There's no significance to it. So no, I wouldn't say I would have it together. I'm just doing my best not to fall apart. Everybody needs to have something that they focus on to motivate them to get out of bed every day. And my motivation is to prove something to myself and to maybe if I can prove to myself that I'm a better person, maybe I can convince my parents that I'm not that girl anymore. And then maybe they'll talk to me again. But that isn't the case yet. And the last time I reached out, which was a couple weeks ago, they didn't say anything back. And it's pretty much been that way since 6, 7 years. I'm almost 24. That's a lot of time to go with feeling like your parents hate you, feeling like you're forgotten, wondering what they're doing and how their lives are. And you can ask and you can send letters at every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, and get nothing back. Every Mother's Day and Father's Day, you don't exist.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it's because they're evil and it's to spite me. I understand that they might be scared to let me back into their life because if they do and I mess up again, they'll just get hurt again. And I get it. I did a lot of shit. And with that in mind, I'm very lucky to be where I am now. I'm not that well put together, but I'm definitely trying.
That's something.
Yeah, it's something. So what's stopping you? Find something to strive for. Stop getting in your own way.
What if it's all pointless?
Why would it be pointless? Why is bettering yourself and having a happier life pointless?
Because he's just gonna kill me.
So you're giving up on the chance of doing anything with your life over possible fear of him doing something to you.
He's done it my whole life. That man has never once said I love you. Or, you wanna know what's funny? I'm
What?
23 years old. And 2 months ago was the first time I ever heard someone say they were proud of me.
Who was it?
Hazel Adams.
I don't think I've ever met. Oh wait, the tattoo artist.
Yep.
I think I've met them like once, but I've never had a conversation with them. They just did my tattoo.
Yeah. That is the first time that I ever heard someone say that they were proud of me. And it was a complete stranger at the time. Because I let her tattoo burns on my back that no one's really seen. And I guess one could argue that since then I've been wearing less things to cover them up. But I'm just. Right now, I don't feel any hope. Because I feel like I'm in this vicious cycle of, sadly, daddy issues, to put it bluntly. And it didn't help that I looked my dad in the eyes as he came swinging at the hammer with that same evil grin, angry face. An obvious face that he had growing up, where he gritted his teeth with a smile as he swung at you, and I looked him in the eyes as he did that again. As an adult, and I'm just stuck in this vicious circle of hopelessness because he's damned me since a child. And there's nothing I can do about it. He's just this shadow that's looming over me constantly because he's not dead. Not saying that him being dead would change anything, but a few weeks ago I felt human. I felt like I was becoming somebody after 10 years of not having him around. And then, like a rubber band, I snapped back into that 14-year-old mindset of hopelessness, standing in front of a closet while my dad beat the shit out of me because I was standing between my brothers and him. The hopelessness that if I ever went to a cop or anybody of that nature, it would be 8 times as worse. And I can't get out of that mindset. I don't. I know I'm not alone. I know that that's not the case. But it doesn't help the fact that I feel he's got me by the throat. Yet again. And I don't know what to do. Or how to feel. I feel fucking lost. Thank you for the host! Oh shit! Welcome. And people are pushing me to push through my trauma right now faster than I'm ready to work through it.
I'm not telling you to push through it. I'm just saying to
No, not you.
start to think about it, how to do that when you're ready to.
I
And
know.
until then, have that support system with you so that you don't become worse. Trauma isn't a band aid you just ripped off, it takes time.
Wow. Streamlabs. What the fuck? I'm not talking about you. What you've said has been really helpful. I'm talking about my own family. They're genuinely pushing me to work through it faster than I'm ready to even step back and look at myself and be like, what am I doing? I was called selfish the other day for how I was handling my own trauma. Isn't that funny?
Why? That's confusing.
Because I went on a walk and I needed a minute to think. But I do this thing where I walk away and I take a minute and I think. And when I do that, sometimes Dad gets louder, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes I fall on my knees and I just feel empty. But I got yelled at the other day by somebody who's been there for me. And I don't do well when people yell at me. I tend to freeze up and back away. It's a natural instinct, I guess, at this point, based on what I've been through.
You're reactive to sounds, sudden movements,
Yeah.
anything that seems like aggression.
Yeah. Especially males. I find it really hard to open up to them. And to not be a little scared of them. But I'm dealing with this trauma all over again. And I feel like I'm not even a teenager yet again. And I'm trying to figure out who I am all over again. And I'm being yelled at for it, and I just feel like I'm in this vicious circle still. And it fucking hurts.
You ever thought of respectfully telling someone to fuck off?
See, I wish. The minute that a voice gets raised or I feel like I just got insulted, if I care enough about them, I freeze up.
So here's a little trick, right? Oliver, you love goofing on him.
Yeah.
Why don't you try to project what you do with Oliver to other people?
Yeah.
If they, make you hesitate, make you scared, use that confident voice that you have when you're ready to roast the shit out of them and just use it to express what you want in that moment. If you need a moment to just think, you let them know that you need a moment to think. You have to assert a certain presence. But you have it, you just use it in different ways. Mainly when you're roasting Oliver, you have a very confident tone in your voice and you seem very sure of yourself.
Yeah.
You know what you're gonna do, you know what you're gonna say, you're not afraid to say it. Just translate to other people besides your brother and say the things that you need to say to help yourself.
That's a very
Easier
smart
said
way
than
to put
done.
it.
Mm-hmm.
True, but it's a smart way to put it.
Best twin.
Yeah.
Actually, we've been talking for so long I didn't even realize I had a text message.
Same. You know what's the best? Eugen obviously trusts you because she hasn't asked me if I got kidnapped or anything yet.
I'm a cop. Whether she trusted me or not, I think she would give me a little bit of slack.
Well, you know what I mean, though.
Mm,
Who knows? You could have dropped me off and then I could have got kidnapped.
absolutely fucking not. I'm gonna drop you off in some random place. I'm gonna take you back to your friends.
Funny.
Especially considering the certain circumstances. Fuck no. But on that note, I'm gonna take a little time, enjoy the place, take you back up north or south. Technically, we are north.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, this is a good spot. I talked to Sam. All he does is listen and drink a fuck lot of water.
You ever try to pet him?
Yeah, I have. I've gotten pretty close.
Hmm.
Actually.
Oh? Is she gonna get it? Bruh, she might get it. Oh no. Don't move. She's so far away. I can't zoom.
Dude, I touched it.
No way.
I fucking touched it.
How the fuck?
Yep. I'm a Disney princess, y'all. Alright, well, I confirmed it. I am a Disney princess. How's that for a good time? You want to try?
Oh, hell no.
What do you mean?
I don't fuck with
It's a deer.
animals.
What do you mean don't fuck with animals?
That thing has pointy antlers.
Bro, he the homie. It's fine.
Yeah, until he takes one swing at me with his head and I'm dead.
I mean, I got nothing.
Huh?
I got nothing. I've just confirmed to myself that I'm a Disney princess. That's all I needed to see.
True.
Goddamn, where'd all these fucking people on Twitter come from? I'm quiet a minute ago.
Damn. Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah, I can't believe you gonna roast me like that. I feel some type of way. You ready to head back? No, wait, hold on.
No bug.
There. Sent you something.
What?
Check your email.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Alright. No, the real challenge is to see if I can get this back up. the fuck texted me?